What's good with y'all? You know what it is. Fresh up out the bed, man, on this Sunday in the D. And it's raining. And I'm happy that it's raining. It's kind of good to have these gray days. And the rain is refreshing. So, it's fall. The leaves starting to change. It's a transition period going on. It's a gathering going on. Speaking of which, go subscribe to our channel, The Gathering. I'm going to link it in the description. But we over there talking about biblical content. We have our Bible studies over there. We really gonna be tapping in and using the platform to bring together the saints. What I want to come on here to talk about today, man. What is a man? What is a man? These days I've been just getting a lot of revelation, been learning a lot, God been revealing a lot to me, man. And just been going through a lot in this modern time, having to figure out where to live, all of this type of stuff, losing jobs, having issues, internal issues and issues with my wifey and all of that type of stuff, just a lot going on. It's been a real faith time for me. And probably for a lot of you out there that's watching this video that's in alignment, right? It's just been a rough time. So obviously when you go through rough times, it's no matter who you are, man, woman, whatever, we all got emotions. So it's just been a slew of emotions, right? But it had me questioning, what a man is, right? It had me questioning what it is. And before I even go into my spiel on, what I've been revealed, I want to tell a little story, man. I was talking to one of my boys the other day, man, one of my brothers in the faith. And, he was telling me, he 24 years old. He was telling me he still be feeling childish in his ways sometimes. And I was telling him I can relate. Because our lives ain't where we always want them to be sometimes. This video was for the men. Our lives ain't always where we want them to be, because our whole shtick in life is purpose, bro. You look at the book of Genesis, we forced to till the soil, do work and all this type of stuff. So he was telling me, man, I gotta stop. I had to take the young out of a young man and just start calling myself a man. He was telling me he still feel childish in some of his ways though. And my reply, it was straight from the spirit, man. I hadn't even thought about this before. I was like, you a man, bro. At the end of the day, I'm like, you don't need no cars. You don't need no clothes. You don't even need a house to prove that you a man. You get up every day. You feed yourself. You take care of yourself. Nobody cares if you sit up here, if you homeless. Nobody cares if you eating. Nobody cares. Nobody really cares about that type of stuff. Maybe your family members and people close to you, but men know what I mean. We not really regarded in society. But I'm like, bro, you feeding and taking care of yourself. You a man. It don't matter. All of the materialistic things, like the book of Ecclesiastes say, everything under the sun is vain, bro. You a man, bro. God, you was a man when you came out the womb. You was a man when you came out the womb. God gave you, in the book of Genesis, when they talk about the curses of man, to work and all of this type of stuff. We was afflicted by them curses since birth because you're a man. You're a man. So I had to tell him that, man. And I just been, even though I've been in this place of like going through so much change, so many things have been going on. I've been getting, God been so merciful unto me, revealing a lot of stuff and keeping me afloat. And that's where we got to keep the faith as men, bro. But let me get into, my thing and what I've been going through and in depth and how I've been working through these issues and whatnot. And what I've realized about, being a man. So, man, we know we live in a society where, it's funny, we in a catch-22 as men. Being overly masculine, people be like, you're being hyper masculine. But when you start showing some, like, I seen a video, it was a guy his girl. It's a meme video, but it was a guy and his girl, and like he was just, you know, he was being himself, being a little goofy, and then she was like, "Stop, you play too much," and just got mad at him and stuff. And then for the rest of the video, he was kind of like, he was like kind of making a pout face, like a pouting face, like you could tell he was annoyed. And I was like, I feel this, like, but it was people in the comments like, sensitive, bro. We got emotions too. We got emotions too, and that's okay. The thing about us with men and women is we live in this society where it's told we should only be macho, we should only be strong and all this type of stuff, which we should be. We should be strong and macho. And I'm gonna get into some of the things we need to be doing consistently to you know, have our divine masculine essence, right? Straight from God. But we have women here. The point of a woman, if you go back to the book of Genesis, chapter 2, the point of a woman is for her to be a helpmate unto you, bro. It's for her a woman is supposed to nurture. She's supposed to take that pain away from you of everything that the world casts upon your shoulders, you know. That's her reason. And that's why when God created woman, it said, man, it's not good that man should be alone, bro. That's what a woman should be able to do. She's supposed to be that. She's supposed to be that force in your life. She's supposed to be that force in your life that you can be vulnerable with. You can tell your darkest secrets to. And a good woman is supposed to be that for you, bro. You know, she's supposed to cling to you and all of these types of stuff. But it's supposed to be where you can let that human side breathe, right? So, you know, what I've been having to learn more is more vulnerability, you know, saying how I really feel, even if it's on me being on some, you know, some emotional stuff or whatever, like just being honest and being like, because that's what I feel at that moment. It is what it is, human being, right? Or for a lot of us men, we know that feeling of intense loneliness, bro. And or just being annoyed for some reason. And you know, we really, as men, you know, it's a lot to us, a lot more to us than we think it is, man. Now, some of the things I've been doing, man, I've been getting back into shape, bro. And you know, I've been doing a lot of research this time, getting back into the gym and whatnot. You know, we even out here getting this little walking, and even in the rain, had to go for a little run. But you know, starting to understand the testosterone, because we always hear about testosterone, but not a lot of us look up how important that is. Our blood flow, our circulation, all of this type of stuff. Like, you know, blood flow and circulation, high testosterone, it increase your strength, it increase your sex drive, it increase all types of stuff. Like, it's just healthy. It's a healthy thing. But the testosterone, based off of where your testosterone at, that affects your mood, bro. That affects your mood. And you know, a lot of men probably wouldn't want to hear this and be like, bro, we not women, bro. We don't have, you know, we don't have hormones and our emotions fluctuate. They do. We human beings. They do. We human beings. We got a lot of other chemical makeups in our bodies that affect our mentalities, that affect our, you know, we all the same, bro, when it come down to this life stuff, bro, in one way, shape, or form, you know. But yeah, and just having a brotherhood, bro, getting back in, working out. We got to start doing stuff as men. That's why we got the channel, The Gathering. But just simply having a brotherhood of people to be able to lay the burden of your sins on, and they can help you carry them, right? It don't have to be no like you because when we hold on to stuff, it build up on us, especially as men, and eventually, you know, we be trying to carry the world, and it show itself in one way, shape, or form out of desperation or anger or chasing our lust, any type of coping mechanisms, bro. And we got to get back to a point, man. So, you know, I pose this question: what is a man? What is a man really, right? What is a man really? And the answer that I've come to, a man is somebody who's willing to always be progressing progressing towards the betterment of himself, the betterment of society, and the betterment of his family. No matter what position he in, he could be homeless, he can be poor, no money, you can be rich. All of this type of stuff. You supposed to be helping your kinfolk. You supposed to be helping your community. That's the point we all supposed to be getting to. But if you taking care of yourself first and foremost, you feeding yourself, you a grown man, bro. You a grown man. I don't know who got to hear this, but just because you in mama crib, you a grown man, bro. God ordained us with a purpose. He said it's the Most High. It's himself. It's Christ, his son. He said it's man, it's woman, it's child. You right there in the middle of the totem pole. We got power, nigga. Excuse my French. I'm getting passionate, but yeah, we got power, bro. We got power. And man, understand, like, no matter what your situation is, no matter how desolate, man, God looking out, bro. He ordained you to be the lead. Adam was able, before we fell from the Garden of Eden, Adam was able to put his hand in the ground and stuff and just pull anything he wanted out. He gave us dominion over all the animals and everything. And we still have some form of dominion in this fallen world. It's just we have to tap in with him, man. With that being said, man, go over there once again, man. If you got to this point in the video and it helped you, and you want more content like this with me and the gang, you know, our congregation, the gathering, bro, on YouTube. I'm going to link it in the description. Go like, comment, follow. We posting another video, I believe, today from our last Bible study. And we getting that channel up off the flow, man. For all the people that need help in life, they genuinely understand that we all are very sick to our sins. We all are very sick. We all need help. We all can learn to be better. We all need some counseling. Go over there. And we not shaming no lifestyles. We not debating. You know, we just having conversations and really bringing out the biblical truth of this world, you know, because it's not no time for all of that. It's not no time for, you know, the debates, the back and forths. What's this denomination? What's that? What lifestyle should be approved of? What's that? You know, we going right to the book, and that's just what it's gonna be, the straight truth. We preaching truth. So with that being said, it's been your boy, the chosen one, God's chosen son, signing out, man.